Okay. All right. Good morning, everyone. Thank you for joining us this morning. I wanted to give a little bit of information at the beginning of this, and I wanted to thank all of you guys for being here because this is our 41st virtual community. We've got 40 virtual communities under our belt, which feels amazing. We've had a lot of, a couple bumps in the road, a couple traumatic events in my life along the road, but we're coming together and we're doing it, we're pulling it off. So I'm really excited to have all of your faces here this morning. If I can't see your face and you do have a camera, if you would turn your face on, that would be fantastic so we can all see your faces. So this morning I wanted to introduce Mike Shook from the Ohio Glass Museum, and I had the pleasure of visiting the Glass Museum last week and I recorded a video. So you know, if the video is not fantastic, that's me, my bad. But it was very informational, and I had only been into the Glass Museum just in and out of the building and through a little bit of the gift shop before, but it was amazing to see all the different pieces, and I encourage you guys to all go in and witness it for yourself. There were some pieces I clipped out. Teresa did a fantastic glass blowing demonstration, which I had to cut a little bit out of that, but it's really awesome. So if you guys haven't been there and you haven't seen it, I encourage you to go. So at this time, I'm going to turn it over to Mike Shook, and he's the board president. But I also wanted to let you know we have Anne, who is the art director, and she's in charge of exhibitions. Patty is the archive director. Teresa is the glass studio artist, and Kathy is the gift shop and office manager. So they're all on the call. So if while you're watching the video after Mike speaks, if you have any questions, you can put those into the chat, and then everyone on the team can answer questions at the end. So Mike, go ahead, and then I'll play your video for you.
Good. Well, thank you, Rachel, and thank you for the invitation to join this this group. I had no idea, to be perfectly honest, that first of all that you existed, and I guess, and secondly, the fact that this is the 41st meeting of this group, and that's fantastic, and we're really honored to be participating with this group. It gives us this opportunity to showcase the Ohio Glass Museum and all that we have to offer. We think we are the one of the gems of the downtown district. Especially with and joining and being partners with the Georgian, the DACO, and Sherman House, and certainly then the AHA Museum as well. I mean, it's a town this size that has 5 facilities that offer educational and cultural and historic resources for the community. I think it's pretty special. And we're very proud to be part of that group. Coming out of the pandemic, it's certainly was a joy that we could resume operations in June after being closed for nearly 3 months. We certainly knew that this was going to be a challenge, and it was uncharted waters for us as it is for many other businesses. But as I've said in the past, to emerge from this and with our doors open, to see how the amount of traffic that's come through, it's thrilled us to be in the position we are today. I'll tell you one thing about the pandemic: it gave us a lot of time to do some things that I'll say some housekeeping. A lot of things that during the course of the routine of being open and operating on a 6 days a week schedule, finding the time to do some of the things that need to be done. You always seem to, as I think it's somewhat a bit of human nature as well, just to kind of keep pushing those things away and off to the side. But during that 3-month period, we've accomplished an extraordinary amount of work. Remained extremely busy through that period. Those of you that have a business or have been around business and especially for small businesses, the introduction of Square retail system. We implemented that during our period of shutdown, and that's been a godsend. And we've been able to marry the Square system to our QuickBooks, and so that was a huge leap for us to installing that system. We also, during this time, we had planned, actually well before the pandemic, to introduce self-guided tours, and through grants we were able to purchase iPads and kiosks for those iPads. We have 7 of those throughout the museum, which makes and enhances the self-guided tour program. So we did that. Oh, let's see, what else did we do, Teresa? We're in the midst of installing the means to stream live videos from our glass blowing studio to our main auditorium. And this was an endeavor and prompted by securing the safety of our glass artists. Because if you haven't been to the museum and witnessed the glass blowing demonstration, or have had the opportunity to participate in one of our glass blowing classes, you'll know that the glass blowing is a very intimate kind of situation. It's very close, and certainly when you're blowing glass and glass ornaments, obviously you're using your mouth, and you're using hoses that are attached to the blowpipes, and I won't go into all that detail, but again, the proximity and social distancing is just not a good situation for doing those kind of things. As well as our viewing area, we have a small gallery viewing area, and that can be tight quartered as well, especially if you have groups of people observing the glass demonstrations. So when we can do this remotely and live feed to our auditorium is suited for social distancing. And when we broadcast that signal, we're displaying this on a huge screen. So, and then at the conclusion of the demonstrations, the artist, in this case, Teresa, will be able to come to the auditorium. And if there's any questions, and, a Q&A session, so to speak, she'll be able to address that. So these are some major things that we've been able to accomplish. Necessity is the mother of invention, as they say. And some of these things needed to be done, should have been done. And there's always those things that you wanted to do. And we had some seating in our auditorium that was a little shop worn. And they were all fabric coated chairs. And of course, now we're trying to be COVID-19 compliant. There was no way we could sanitize those fabric chairs. And so we started a program with our board members, and we reached out to other folks in the community to sponsor a chair. And thankfully, we had a good response to that. So we donated our old chairs through the Habitat to Humanity. We've purchased new chairs. We have seating capacity for 50 or 60 people, and right now we're about halfway there as far as the number of chairs that we've purchased. And so those things have enhanced the museum experience as well. So that's a little bit about the museum. As you may or may not know, we're open 6 days a week, at least for now, Sunday through, Tuesday through Sunday. And of course, as we get into the winter months, we We don't stay open on Sundays, but I think during the Christmas and holiday season, we tend to keep open that 6th day through the winter month to give people opportunity to come into our gift shop. Yeah, we have 2 brilliant artists that work for us in our glass blowing studio. Teresa Sharp was with us this morning. The other lady is Lisa Horkin. So we look forward to having both of those ladies back in the studio and creating some very unique glass objects for us. And if you haven't seen our Facebook page lately, you know, we're right now getting into this fall and harvest season, and we're creating a little pumpkin patch for you to come shop, and a wide variety of shapes and sizes and colors. And it fits into your home decor, I'm sure, just about year round, let alone just around the Halloween or the October, November season. So we invite you to come in and tell everybody about your experience. And of course, while you're in there shopping, might as well, while you're there, just come in and do a tour of the museum. And I'm sure you'll enjoy that. And Kathy, our gift shop manager, she's quite the salesperson. She has quite a few years of experience in retail. And she loves to sell, and she won't twist your arm, but she tells a pretty compelling and convincing story. So watch out for her when you come in the gift shop, right, Kathy? And of course, Ann Kippen, she's our I should use the word exhibitionist, but that doesn't sound real good, does it? But you know, Ann does an excellent job of putting together our exhibits. We do these exhibits twice a year, every March and September, and she does just an excellent job. She loves to do research. She's quite an artist in her own right, and she loves to share the information that you might not. You know, as Paul Harvey would say, she will tell you the rest of the story. There's more stories in this museum, and I know you get her started, you get me started, and we just love to tell those stories. One of the ladies that's not, Patty's with us now. Patty, turn your camera on. Patty Fronapple is our archivist, and she does an excellent job. I don't know how she does it. We are blessed with receiving many collections from local collectors. In some cases, we're the benefactors of some estates that will donate glass collections to us. And again, Patty does an excellent job of researching every piece. When it comes in, she's quite the glass forensic specialist. She will keep digging until she finds where something came from, who made it, when it was made. And this is all part of the business of keeping an archive with all that information. We've got a really good software program which supports maintaining all that information. So, hey, Patty, give us a wave, will you? There you are. Okay, well, that's our team that helped us out putting this video together. We're amateurs at this, but Rachel did a good job of coaching us through it, and there was a few outtakes, but then bloopers, I'm sure that Rachel probably collects somewhere, and one of these days she'll dig them out and make us all laugh. But we had a good time in doing it, and we're happy that we could share this short video about the museum with everyone.
Okay.
So with that, I'll turn it over to you, Rach.
Okay. There weren't too many outtakes. There weren't too many bloopers, just so you know. You guys did an excellent job. All right, I'm going to go ahead and share my screen. Can everybody see that okay? Pam, give me a thumbs up. Let's see if you can hear it too.
For the Ohio Glass Museum.
Let's start it at the beginning.
Hey, good morning. Welcome to the Ohio Glass Museum. My name is Mike Shook, and I'm the president of the board of directors for the Ohio Glass Museum. Been in this position now going on 2 years, and it's been an exciting adventure for me, and I hope that you come out to see us and be an exciting adventure for you too. A little bit about the history of the Glass Museum. It was founded in early 2002, and it was a massive undertaking after much study and determining the resources were available to create the Glass Museum. It took about 4 years to do that. In May of 2006, the museum opened with quite a gala. And needless to say, the museum has done nothing but grow from that point forward. We have had the benefit of receiving many, many collections from the community. The community has supported the Glass Museum with all kinds of private collections that have been donated to the museum. So again, it's truly been a community effort. We really do thank the community for that. What you see here beside of me is a tribute to our many contributors when the museum began. So these are our founding members and our major contributors. Again, without their generosity and support, the museum probably wouldn't exist today. So we're extremely thankful again for these pillars of our community that have contributed to the development of the museum. The museum is open 6 days a week. It has been throughout this period of time since 2006, up until March 17th of this year. And I don't want to make this all about the pandemic, but my gosh, who hasn't been affected by that? But the good news is, after a brief interruption in our operation, we resumed and we reopened the museum on June 23rd. And we're happy to say, again, the community has embraced the museum reopening. Our traffic has been more than we ever expected. You know, the old saying, build it and they will come. We were never quite sure, just because we opened our doors, was somebody going to be wanting to come through those doors. And again, we're happy to report that we've had a successful reopening. I think some of our advertising campaigns have helped get the word out to the community. And of course, this certainly is another one of those opportunities to tell our story. Today, what you're going to see is a brief introduction to what we do here in the museum, our galleries, our exhibitions, some of our facilities that are available. Actually, some of our facility is open for rent. So you can, if you had a business meeting or a social gathering, and I know with social distancing in mind, that might become a problem, but we're certainly here for you if you need a space to do something like that. So a little bit, again, what we're going to do is take you on a mini tour of what you're going to see if you come to the museum. And you're going to see our main galleries, and you're going to see a little bit about our archive and how that works, and how we maintain our collections. You're going to see a brief demonstration on our glass blowing with our glass artists. And then ultimately, you're going to see our lovely gift shop with all kinds of glass trinkets, which I'm sure you'll want to see and maybe take one home for yourself. So you're going to meet our art director, you're going to meet our archivist, you're going to meet our studio artist, and you're going to meet our gift shop manager.
Hi, I'm Tiffin, and I'm the art director at the Ohio Glass Museum. I've had the privilege of having that position for almost 15 years now, since we opened in 2006. I am in charge of exhibitions, and I will say that last night I counted up how many collectors have loaned us their beautiful pieces for a show. We've had 88 collectors that we featured. We call our exhibitions collector-driven because so many have been. We have people come in they say, I collect black glass, or I collect feminine milk glass. We contact them if they are interested in having their shows of their own, and we work around it, and that's been a wonderful way to do it. We started doing that right after we opened because we wanted to keep it fresh, especially for the local people. Some museums you go to keep their exhibit for years and years and years. And we think that's important for some aspects of the museum, but not for your general gallery. We like to change it every 6 months. What we have in these 3 showcases represent our shows of the past. We have 29 major exhibits that we have had, and this March we will be installing our 30th, which we think is a pretty big deal. We're pretty excited. And most of these that you see, each one where you see a label, that's where the entire gallery was filled with those items. So when you see Pilgrim Cranberry glass, we had an entire show because someone left us their cranberry collection. So it's a combination of archival pieces given to us by the community. The community has been very, very generous. And we have lots of wonderful individual pieces, as well as these 88 major collectors who have worked with us. I'm going to take you into the main gallery now. In the main gallery, this is our part that changes, and we have 2 exhibitions in one here. The first is called Planes, Trains, and Automobiles. And as you can see, it references the use of glass in those industries. And you don't think of it very often, but planes, trains, and automobiles all have glass parts. Many of them are made here in Lancaster, Ohio, at Lancaster Lens, which is famous for making lenses, way, way, way back when. And then we also have a Trinity Federal glass. So this showcase, which you see here, and the rest of these showcases are all about Federal glass. Here is Federal's most famous employee. Federal glass was in Columbus, Ohio, by the way. Many of us have pieces of Federal glass in our home. Their most famous employee had to be Eddie Rickenbacker. And when we talk about child labor, he was a child laborer at the Federal Glass Company. We know that child labor went out. We have a special showcase about that. But this is indeed, here's his little picture when he was a little boy. His father was killed at work, and he had to go to work. And he was just a child, and everybody knows the story of Eddie Rickenbacker. They're from Columbus, or the Central Ohio area. Federal, when he, in 1945, had a big hero's welcome to Eddie Rickenbacker, and this is the glass, the memorial glass from that time. And all these beautiful showcases are currently those 2 exhibitions. And we can move into another room. We have lots of rooms. And back here, we have a small exhibit that we began with a grant from the Early American Pattern Glass Society about children at work. And this was a very famous photographer called Phyllis Hine who snuck in and took pictures of these children working. And you can read the whole history here. It's pretty fascinating stuff about how they finally got rid of kids working in factories. This kid down here has huge shoes on, and that's because they only had 1 pair of shoes in the family, and he and his 2 brothers worked different shifts so they could wear the shoes. True story. In the auditorium, I don't want to spend a lot of time, but we have wonderful collections here, and we have all the pictures of the founders of Edgar Hopkins glass, as you can see, the 4 founders, and their portraits are here. And the showcase in the corner was left to us by a Lancaster resident named Virginia Pickering, and that is her Bohemian glass collection. We have lots of stories that go with the collections. In this room, you'll see our library, which we started some time ago. And those who wish may bring their glass in, sit down, and do some reference work. It's kind of fun. The Lancaster Library can't possibly have enough reference material, but we do. So if anybody wants to come in and look. This is our industrial room. It's dedicated to our 2 or 3 major glassmaking. This is anchor hocking. And of course, you can't begin to do enough talking about anchor hocking, but this is all anchor hocking. This is Lancaster glass, and this is Lancaster lens. They were separate companies. In this room, we have the Degenhardt collection. The Degenhardt company went out of business. They divided their museum into several settings, and if you came and got it, you got to take it with you. So this is all the Degenhardt collection, and they are no longer being manufactured, but a lot of people collect Degenhardt. It's a fun little thing to collect. And I can take you into the history room very quickly. That's this way. As you can see, we have the floors marked to be socially distancing. In our history room, we try to explain how glass was developed. And so you can see 5 murals that showcase the various momentous occasions in glass development. This shows you, this little thing shows you an example of how our community participates. Many of you know Ken Culver, who came to us and said, what can I do for the Glass Museum? And we wanted to be able to showcase best-selling glass. So he made and designed this little case for us. As you can see, it all glows in the dark. So we were thrilled to get that. And lastly, I will show you, these are, of course, are all tools of the trade. Brad Hutchinson made this for us from wood from the mid-off. And we were thrilled to have that. So our community is very involved. The tools and things you see around in the show, those were all donated by various members of our community. So we've had Karen Henry, who's a local artist. She painted the murals. And here we have what we call the Treasures of Ohio, which is our semi-clever way of using the vault by referring to treasures. And all the companies in here are Ohio companies that make glass. And over here we have people who have exhibited with us, Ohio artists who have exhibited with us at various times. Mark Matthews, who did these stunning marbles. People who make glass products that we try to always include some art glass in our exhibits because we are also very fond of studio glass.
Welcome to the archives of the Ohio Glass Museum. We're happy to have you today, and just a quick walk through what we do here. As you see, as you come in, there's glass everywhere. And we have a little photo booth, which we photograph every piece of glass that we archive. Right now we have, we're less 2 people. So we're working one-on-one right now. These are the shelves that hold all the glass that has been donated to the museum. We also have a set of various books on glass, which we utilize as we input into the system. We use what's called Collectify. My favorite spot. And as you will see, glass everywhere. But this is how we start, by taking a piece, looking at it, weighing it, getting all the particulars, and then it goes into the system. We have about 5,000 pieces around here right now, most of which have been already archived. Some of the bigger collections was the milk glass collection. That's our typical milk glass piece. And cranberry, which is this color here. A while back, we have received a collection of shoes and boots. So there's over about 200 pieces of that right here. But this is what you see after it's been brought in, stored, and this is where it will stay until we have a show. And then we will take a lot of the pieces upstairs, put them in the beautiful cases in the gallery. This room out here, we utilize sometimes to take photographs. And it is our larger room for rental space. We can put 105 people down here comfortably when we are not in a pandemic. Thank you for coming to the archives today of High Glass Museum.
Glassware Studio. My name is Teresa Sharp, and I am the glassware manager here at the museum. And today I'm making an ornament that will look very similar to this one, having a purple and white feather, a swooping kind of pattern, and I'm taking a little glass up here, so when I add color into the design, it's going to be like this. This is called straight. This is crunched up colored glass, and this is how we get that interesting pattern on the surface. So I'm going to take it off on the top of this can here, and I'm going to chill the place where I'd like to pour it. Then we just chill in the glass, and when the glass is chilled, that's where it's going to break. So all we need to do then is give this type of little challenge. Very slowly. These cracks are in the open air, but it's like a crack. It's going to be super big. All of these pieces, that's freeze. It's going to go into the center over here, which is about 900 degrees. And it'll cool throughout the day while I'm working. And then I'll put that up top. It'll take about 12 hours to cool down slowly to the temperature. And in the morning when I come in, open that door, it'll look very similar to this one.
Well, Rachel, thanks for this opportunity to talk to you about our gift shop, downtown's favorite gift shop. You've just been to the glass studio, you've seen an item one, and all the items down the center were made here at the Ohio Glass Museum. We have items that we sell on the internet. We are sending glassware across the nation. You can see something on the internet that is pictured here and order that specific piece, or you can say, I need a blue bowl about this size. We'll have one made, or we'll send you pictures of this one and we can send it to you. So we are a great resource for gifts, both locally for the people who take the tours, for people who just come off the street and need to have a gift, or for people over the internet. Now, if you don't find something you like, we also sell gift certificates. Gift certificates are used by a wide variety of folks. We have, heading this way, you saw the Degenhardt collection in the back. These are some items that we're selling. Some of these are the last that were ever made. We have some glass blowing. Can I start over? Good. We have some works by some very talented glass blowers. We have Nick Delmato's pieces. We have jewelry by Sarah. What is Sarah's like? Cross. Ava's Jewelers. A lot of people are familiar with Ava's down on the square. Some soft good items, our shirts, our bags, our throws. We also have things from Rabbit and Rocket. Craig Miller does a lot of stained glass art for us. So as you can see, a wide variety of products. We have back this way, books, 20 area authors. Somewhere within 30 miles of Lancaster they live. We also participate in the first week of August, normally, a Wands and Wizards, Harry Potter, and we stock year-round items for those enthusiasts. But as you can see, a lot of beautiful glass, all made here, down the center, and the ornaments along the wall, right here in our own glass studio. Also coordinated through this office are our rentals. We have rooms for rent. A lot of folks have business meetings, totally video equipped auditorium, up to 70 people, lower level, close to 100 come for banquets. We also do tours. If you have a group that's needing a tour, give us a call. We'd love to show you through. And just thank you for coming in. We just really think this is a great place to be, and welcome all the community for their gift needs, or if they're just killing time, come in and see what they might need for their next decor item.
Okay. Let me make sure this is off. Can you guys see me again? Okay. All right. I have to say that my favorite part of that tour is the archives with Patty. I thought that was so cool. And when I was walking through part of that, it makes me think my grandmother saved. So, I mean, she collected glass for years and years and years, and she had milk glass. So walking through there was like, I don't know, it reminded me of her. It was very cool. Does anybody, I don't see any questions in the chat. Does anybody want to unmute and ask any questions? Quiet this morning. No one?
Oh, come on. I got out of bed early to be on here. No, if you haven't been to the Ohio Glass Museum, certainly put that on your to-do list. And as Kathy said, we have gift certificates, and especially around the holidays, we do have a lot of people come in, get a gift certificate, mail it to their friends or family, even out of town. And of course, those are redeemable through purchases online. So those gift certificates can be used for that purpose as well. I know, again, many of you are affiliated and represent businesses, and you have friends and colleagues that own businesses. We do have rental office space. As a matter of fact, we're in the process of having a renovation to our vacancies right now. We can configure the office space anywhere from the smallest office is like 150 square feet. A single largest office right now is about 350 square feet. But some of these rooms have lockouts, so you can join office suites where, if you're a multi-person office or have the need for more square feet, with the lockouts, we can join various suites together to create larger spaces. So keep that in mind as you're out and about, and sharing, telling about the museum. And again, back to the our main auditorium. We can configure that any way. We had a group in recently for a seminar or a training session, and we had about, in our main auditorium, we configured tables and chairs, again, with social distancing in mind. We can configure that any way that you would like. We have a complete audio visual system with Wi-Fi, internet connection. So that's certainly something that we can offer for small groups like that. And you saw when Patty was showing us through the archive, you were able to see our lower level, which we've rented that out for just about any purpose you can imagine. We've had small family reunions there. We've had some, I think we've had some bridal showers, possibly some baby showers there. We have elevator access, which makes it really good, both for the second level, the upstairs, as well as for the downstairs. So we're certainly American Disabilities Act compliant in that regard. That lower level, if you do want to rent it out, we have a small kitchenette there. So there's these kind of benefits, and of course for a 501c3 nonprofit, these are opportunities for us to generate revenue, which keeps us going. Oh yes, Pat. Oh, very subtle, Patty.
Patty wants to
very
share.
Subtle. With the social distancing and everyone being concerned about large gatherings of people, we've opted to try these, I'll call them, Patty likes to call them these mini fundraisers. And she's put together a couple of programs. So we've had some raffles, giving away some gift sets of glass. And what we've just launched is and it's very timely too, Patty, that you would have a premonition that the Big Ten was going to resume their football schedule. Because Patty had put together a gift package, which has a lot of Ohio State accessories, a little cooler, a little tote, a little tub to keep your beverages cool. We've got some posters. We've got some a whole variety of things. I think there's a couple beer glasses in there. We've got a gift certificate to Double Edge Brewery. And we're selling raffle tickets now. And we'll continue to sell those through the month of October. And I think they're 6 for $5, 6 raffle tickets for $5. And you have anything to add there, Patty?
No, we'd just like everybody to come in, take a look around the gift shop. If you have time for a tour, that's also interesting for a nice afternoon. And while you're there, go ahead and buy your raffle ticket.
Teresa, do you have anything you want to add? I know you're excited about getting back into the studio. She was a little rusty the other day when she tried to make her first ornament after being away from the blowpipe for a few months. And but it's like riding a bicycle, right, Teresa? You just get right back on and get right back at it.
Yeah, I've been pretty excited. Been in there making pumpkins and enjoying that, making each one unique, different colors and different curls on the stems. And it's so fun because I know that people collect these, and with the Circleville Pumpkin Show being canceled, unfortunately, this year, I know that people are going to be interested to get their pumpkin fix, their glass pumpkin fix. So I am super excited. I am cranking out those glass pumpkins, and I think you should definitely come in and see all the fun colors and patterns and sizes that we have to offer, and pick out your favorite one.
Kathy, I know she stays busy in the gift shop, and like she said during the video, we feature a lot of glass artists, local artists, and some here in the area. We all support each other. I know we try to do a little cross-pollinating, cross-merchandising, as she said, with the various local artists, and so certainly come in and talk to Kathy. And like she said, we ship glass really all over the United States. People go online, they see something that they like, and we'll pack it up and ship it out to them. So your friends and family that are out of state, I know I've made some purchases and sent them out during the holidays. I think everybody's getting bored. They know what they're going to get from me for Christmas. They're going to get a glass ornament. So in a few years, their tree will just be falling over with all these glass ornaments on it.
Mike, I wanted to tell you, I purchased one when I was at the gift shop at the end, and I'm not going to show it because it's for my mom, and I don't want her to watch this later and see that. But I did have one other thing I wanted to mention. You guys were part of the downtown
yes.
New Year's event last year. What's that look like for this year? And can you tell us about those kind of events?
Well, unfortunately, again, the pandemic has kind of put a damper on a lot of events in the community, as we know. Certainly one of the biggest events that over the summer months that was canceled was the Art Walk, and I know this is something that the museum had looked forward to and does look forward to participating every year. And I know Ann, I'm sure, was a bit disappointed about that as well, as we were all. But yes, unfortunately, the event might go on. I know the Lancaster Parks and Recreation, they're working to try to create an event. It won't be necessarily what we witnessed last year, and certainly for the Glass Museum. About this time last year, Teresa was working day and night trying to keep up with the demand, because if you all recall, we had the individual, probably 3 or 4 inch diameter ornaments. You could come in, make your own ornament. That ornament was assigned a number. Then that ornament was installed on the large globe that hopefully we all came downtown on New Year's Eve and watched that ball being lifted into the sky. And unfortunately, that part of it is probably not going to happen. It may happen in another form or fashion, but unfortunately, with respect to coming into the museum and making your own ornament, and that, unfortunately, again, gets back to the whole intimacy in making an ornament like that and exposing each other and our glass artists to, and that whole social distancing thing. So it may happen in some form or fashion. I know I've talked with the folks at the Park and Recreation Department who were really the ones that propelled and put all that program together. And I know there's the want and the desire to put together something that's at least an alternative of what they experienced last year. So hopefully that information will be coming out soon.
So with events like this, we can see we can see those on your Facebook and your website.
Well, if we're involved, certainly we will probably incorporate those on our Facebook page and on our website. Certainly, the VCB, or the Visit Fairfield County, the website will feature a lot of the announcements for these kinds of things. I know Destination Downtown Lancaster, post a lot of these events. Certainly, all of the local websites and groups that we are all familiar with downtown will be making postings and involvement. Speaking of that too, Anne, would you like to say a few words about the virtual art walk that may or may not happen? I know we're getting a lot of mixed messages, almost, I don't want to say day to day, but things do change quickly.
October 17th, the Destination Downtown Lancaster is hosting an art walk. There will probably be about 30 people participating, but of course it's all going to be online. Just as the Heritage Association this evening from 6 to 8 is having their fundraiser online, the art walk will also be online, and I think it will be really fun. You can take your time and look at all the artwork that local people are doing. Much of it is for sale, or it will refer you to a place where you can look at it. In my case, my work is for sale in the form of prints, bags, all kinds of interesting things, the proceeds of which are going to the Ohio Glass Museum. I'd also like to say about the museum, if I can take another second, if you come to the Glass Museum as a person who lives in our community, and you bring your family or your out-of-town guests to visit, the sense of ownership will be embedded in your heart. This is not just a museum where we honor the glassware. What we're honoring in our manufactured glass tribute is the people of this community who spend all the years of their lives working in the glass industry. That's really the heart of the Ohio Glass Museum. You gain a whole new respect when you see a piece of glass that was made in Lancaster, Ohio and cost somebody 50 cents at one time, and you see it clean, you see it under those beautiful lights, and you say, we made that here in Lancaster. My grandpa used to work at the Glass Museum, or at the Anchor Hocking, or at Lancaster Lens, or at Lancaster Glass. There's a sense of ownership that we like to try to instill in all of our visitors who are local. And it is a tribute, not to the high powers that run things in the community, but to the people who went to work every day with their lunch buckets under their arms and sweated it out in the factories to create an industry that kept the whole town going for many, many, many years. So that's how I feel about our beautiful museum.
Well said, Anne, and I'll echo that too. Again, when you come into the museum, I assure you that every person that's affiliated with the museum, when you come in, you will feel the passion that each of these people have, the passion that they have, and their commitment to making the experience and visiting the museum one you will remember. And yes, we have taken on the responsibility of being the guardians, the keepers of this legacy to this community, and everything that glass manufacturing has meant to this community for over 100 years. Whether it's
the nice thing is that not only do we honor what was inherent for the lifeblood of this community in the past, we also present what's going on in contemporary glass right now, as far as having the glass blowing demonstrations where people can really make that connection of, yes, they knew that their grandfathers or uncles may have worked in the glass factories, but they maybe never actually saw it being done. And by watching the glass demonstrations where we just explain every step of the way, and they can really get an intimate
feel for what it would have been like for their relatives to have done this for their living. And then after a demonstration, you can ask questions to us. And you know, sometimes folks like to share their collections, things that they collect, or, you know, things that they remember that their grandfather used to bring home, little samples that they have and that they treasure. And then they can ask questions about the process. And that's what I love, is really connecting with the community and being able to explain things that maybe they always wondered. How do you get all those colors inside of a paperweight? You know, that they have these collections, or, you know, that they bought one at a flea market and they just would love to know how they get all that stuff inside there. And so that's what I love about working for the museum, is that you can really kind of make all those connections with the past and the present, and people come away with a much better appreciation for what they see in a museum and what they see in their homes.
Yeah, glass making has been ongoing for 400 years in this country.
And one more point about that, talking about the studio glass, there is a definite connection between manufactured glass and studio glass, and that is the magic that is glass. And no matter how much you learn about how the process is done, whether it's industrially or our studio work like Teresa does, it doesn't matter. If you know exactly how it's done, the magic is still there. The magic of melting something, shaping it, and having it be so gorgeous when you're through. It's glass is magic. It can be forever, or you can drop it and break it today. And that's part of the beauty of the whole thing, is the magic of glass.
So come to the Glass Museum and we'll show you a few magic tricks, okay?
Sounds like a plan. Thank you guys so much for being on today. We really, really appreciate it. All the information is fantastic. I do encourage everyone on the call, if you haven't been there, to go check it out. Bring a friend, share this video so that more people will be interested in coming in and visiting also. I wanted to let you know that next week on Virtual Community on Tuesday, we're going to have Pickerington Chamber of Commerce, and then on Thursday we're going to have LPT, Lancaster Public Transit, and then the following week is Meals on Wheels to finish out September. So thank you guys so much for coming. Thank you, Mike, and all of your team at the Glass Museum. We really appreciate seeing your faces and hearing your information today. I look forward to seeing you guys on a call again later.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. Have a great day, everyone. Thanks, Patty.
Buy those raffle tickets.